if you wish to break up with your partner, and your question is, do I need to go to court? The simple answer is no, you do not. There are alternative methods by which you can resolve the differences with your partner. The first one is, which is a little bit difficult, because if somebody wants to break up, you're in a room, you come to a room and you say, I would like to break up, and here's the reason why. You sit there with your, it's recommended that you get an attorney and get some advice with regard to either the attorney or from the accountant. Because two things are going to happen here. You're going to eventually need an agreement that sets forth in writing how the breakup is going to take place, and you need somebody to tell you what the value is. So you can sit down at a face-to-face and knock it out and negotiate the number and say, this is how I'm going to do it. That's going to depend on the personalities, the manner of the attorney. Is the attorney a litigator, or is he a resolver? Is he an arbitrator? Is he a middleman? They're the factors that affect that particular thing. If, however, you think that the face-to-face is not going to work, then there's some other alternatives, and that is, the first one would be to hire a third party as a mediator, somebody that has some experience with businesses and evaluation process of the business, because that's what you're looking for. If I want to break up, I want my value out of the company, and I want to know how I'm going to get that value out of the company. Assuming that that partner is going to continue on with the company and I'm going to exit. At that point in time, the mediator basically acts as the go-between. It could result in you all sit in the same room and you discuss these issues, and the mediator gives you proposed solutions as to what he thinks it is, as to what he thinks the value is based upon what he's heard, and or he in effect becomes the go-between between the difficult partners and the personality difficulties of the partners, and comes to an amicable resolution of it. Now, another way that you could do it is with what they call a trusted advisor, and that is either an accountant or a financial advisor or somebody that everybody says, you know, I trust Joe and Joe can help us work this out. Similar to a mediator, but he's not as far removed from the process. He either knows the parties, he knows the company, and that inside information, as it will give that trusted advisor some benefit and some trust between the two parties. In other words, I trust what he's saying to me and that it's right, as opposed to some guy who just walks in off the street and decides that he wants to split the baby or divide it in half without really understanding the company. And then the last one, which is the probably the least amount, is to go to arbitration, which is you end up picking somebody who's going to decide the disputes between you. He's going to either decide the value, he's going to decide whether the termination that the other partner wants is reasonable, whether there was a breach of any fiduciary duty or loyalty to the other partners, and he ends up, after listening to testimony and award, he enters an award that decides what the value of the company is and what the interests are of the individual partners. It's not exactly court, but it's closer to court than a mediator, the trusted advisor, or the face-to-face negotiations.